Right, let's just, before we move on, let's tidy up our layers. So I've got that one there, my master, and I've got my two new bits on the helmet. So let's just call that left top, and double click, and right top. Okay, looking good. Next off, we are going to add another part, and we're going to warp it. Okay, so at the moment we've just overlaid something, we've distorted it to a perspective, and now we're going to warp a piece of metal. So new, open, and go to this tank tracks, picture of a tank I took a while back. It's going to come in handy finally. I knew it'd be good for something, so I'm going to pop that in there for now, and I'm going to use this part here. I thought that could kind of go on the shoulder, could be quite cool. So let's just zoom in, space and control, and get our path tool. Let's go a bit more and start cutting. I'll you know the drill by now, so I will speed this video up so we keep things a bit more time efficient. See you in a second. Alright, so we're back. Let's complete that path. Zoom out a little bit. That's looking good. Paths, there it is. I'm going to right click, make selection, click OK. Again, don't need to feather, go to layer, Control C, Control V. There it is. And let's label that shoulder. And then I can go to my move tool, click on the layer, let's drag it out here, and click and drag that into our Thor image, destroyer image. So let's shift and scale this down. Little tip for you, you can, obviously we know about the scaling, so that will kind of, if we just scale, it will scale to the opposite side that we begin from. But if I hold down Shift and the Alt key as well, that will scale into the center, and that's also really handy. Okay, especially in this case. All right, so little trick there. All right, so let's move that here. So, and the other thing, instead of scaling, if we move a little bit further out, we get this rotation option. Okay, so if we go in there, if we go to the corner, and I can rotate it slightly. So I might as well give myself a bit of a head start and rotate it to the kind of shape I want. Something like that. And then double click to seal it. Good. Right, now, here comes the tricky part. Let's take down the opacity a little bit. Maybe not too much this time. So, we're going to transform it. We go to Edit, Transform, Warp. Okay, and this time we get this grid, this kind of 9 grid. And by clicking on kind of anywhere in this shape, we can warp whatever we are doing to shape. So let's begin. I'm going to click here and just push up. So you can see now stuff is starting to bend. Okay, so this takes a little bit more getting used to, but the goal is to obviously get the metal to curve round so he looks like it fits his shoulder nicely. And you can see by clicking on the different points, so we click on the very outer corner, we'll get a really nice bend, and if we click around here we can get a softer bend. Okay, so, and obviously the goal, if you warp it too much or too big, it will just look a bit crap basically. So you want to try and keep things in proportion as best you can, but at the same time get the look you're going for. So maybe that's not bad. Ain't too bad. So until you seal it by clicking enter, you can play around with it quite a lot, which is good. So just have a play around. Something like that. Got that line here that's a bit ugly. See if I can move it out a bit. What about there? There we are. Looking good. Let's click the seal button. Excellent. And take opacity up. And there we have a nice bit of warped shoulder metal. Okay. It's a bit scrappy around here. Not too happy with that. So what we could do very quickly, we just take the opacity down. You can see there's a nice line there. So if I go on my path tool, I can just click, follow the contour a bit tidier, and then just make a really rough path. I only need to worry about this line, doesn't matter about these, because then I can go to paths, right click, make selection, click OK, and then this time I'm not copy and pasting, I'm gonna delete. So if I just press the delete button or the backspace button, you can see I just clean up that line. That's better. Cool. Warping.